Let me give you the format of tonight's debate, very similar to the one you just saw. Most of the questions, really, the majority of the questions tonight are taken from cards that you filled out earlier. We just transcribed them because of poor handwriting. I'm going to alternate questions between Mr. Prager and Ms. Miller. Each person has 2 minutes to respond to each question, followed by a 1-minute rebuttal. And if I deem appropriate, and it's a juicy issue, we'll have a rebuttal for 1 minute. Everybody ready to go? Both radio stations are extremely thankful for your participation, and here are two great representatives of both of those great broadcast facilities. Our debater from the left is a veteran of radio, having been on the air since she was 23 years old. You've seen her on television shows forever, The Today Show, The Tonight Show, hosting her own television shows. She hosts Morning Drive here in Los Angeles at KTLK. Stephanie Miller. From the right, taking on Stephanie, is a man that Buzz magazine calls one of the 10 most powerful men in Los Angeles, a moral compass. He is sought after as a lecturer and an author, including writing the book Happiness is a Serious Problem. He hosts the 9 to noon slot here in LA on KRLA. Dennis Prager.
Thank you.
All right, help us out. Keep in your seats. And I also want to say on behalf of the theater that the reason I'm saying that is there are late arrivals tonight, so please keep the seat you are assigned so that those late arrivals will have a seat. We tossed a coin backstage outside the presence of both participants.
Oh, that's
But we had several bonded professionals there when we did it. And Dennis won that toss, so we're going to have the first question.
Bastard!
I'm sorry. Dennis?
Wait, how did I win a toss I wasn't present at?
Well, we had someone who had only your interest in heart.
Okay, fine.
Who won tonight's debate and why?
This will surprise a lot of my own supporters and those of Senator McCain. I thought it was a draw. If in fact the way in which people will assess it is how did they come across, did they make good points on behalf of themselves, they both did. I mean, it's for those of you who are from the other side and may have never heard me, I may disappoint you in that you may expect something rather obnoxious, and because that is the sort of the view, unfortunately, that the left has of the right. And the motto of my show, I have a number. One of them is first tell the truth, then give your opinion. Now, in my opinion, did Senator McCain make better points? Yes. But if I am going to first tell the truth, I thought that it was essentially a draw. There's no question that Barack Obama has the advantage of youth. He's an extremely fluent speaker, even in my opinion, when he says things that aren't fully accurate. I mean, for example, I'll give you an example, when he says that he is for nuclear power. Well, what he really says is, he always says he's for nuclear power and always adds, but not until we figure out a fully safe way to get rid of nuclear waste. Yes, and I know, right. And I know that some of you believe that that is an authentic statement of being in support of nuclear power. The problem is, we do have extremely safe ways of getting rid of nuclear waste. So the statement is not a fully intellectually honest one, because we do. France supplies 85% of its electricity with nuclear power. There has been no problem with nuclear waste. First, it's often reusable, and that which is not reusable can be stored incredibly safely. And so the statement, I am for something, but not until such time as the impossible happens, and it's not possible to have 100% guarantee on anything in life. It's like saying, I am definitely for freeways, but not until we make sure that there were no accidents on them.
Dennis, time's up.
Well, then you're not for freeways.
Thank you. Stephanie, 1 minute to rebut.
Well, Dennis, let me start by saying that I thought Obama kicked Grampy's ass. And I have a great idea for nuclear waste. I think we should bury it in your backyard and see how you feel about that. Look, you know what? I think that this debate, am I right? I mean, seriously, on both sides, do you think this changed the trajectory of the race? I don't think so. And the trajectory of the race is that Barack Obama is going to win. If you look... Sorry. Say it with me, Dennis. Yes, we can. You know, there's been some bad news for Grampy McSame lately. Not only has he voted with George Bush 90% of the time, but, you know, The Economist just did a survey with, and you're not going to believe this, economists. They interviewed all the top economists, you know, Republican and Democrat. Check out these numbers. 80% think Barack Obama has a better grasp of economics and would appoint a better economic team. No, wait. 8% for Grampy.
Time's up, Steph.
A bipartisan, you know, healthcare organization just said John McCain would insure 2 million people, Barack Obama 34 million in his plan. A veterans organization just gave John McCain a D on veterans issues, and Barack Obama a B.
Dennis, do you want one final rebuttal?
Yes. In fact, I would store nuclear waste in my backyard, as it happens.
Good. Problem solved.
For a number
Look at us
of
walking across the aisle.
Let me finish. And I give you my word that I would. I would not say it if that were not true, and I have a family, and I have kids, and I even have dogs. And I would store it. Of course, I would expect to be paid, just as any other place would be paid for nuclear storage. And I am so certain of its safety that I would happily do that, and I would do it for another reason if I were a Nevadan with Yucca Mountain. Because I would actually ask something that is foreign to many of my ideological opponents, not what is perfect for me and my state, but what is best for my country. And that is so that answers that. As for the trajectory, Barack Obama, inheriting a war that is not popular, should be ahead by 37 points. The fact of the matter is he needed the worst crisis since the Depression to at all go ahead of John McCain. It is not Obama that is ahead. It is that the worst economic crisis since 1929 has afflicted us with the Republican Party in power. That is an inevitability. It is an astonishing statement that he is only a few points ahead at this time.
Thank you, Dennis.
Excuse me, Dennis, I love you. Fritz, I love you so much, but I have to rebut his rebuttal. I'm sorry. It is not just the worst economic crisis, Dennis. It is Grampy McSame's reaction to the economic crisis, which was the most spastic reaction that even the Wall Street Journal has ever seen. The fundamentals of the economy are strong. You got to fire the SEC chairman, which he doesn't even have the power to do. He suspends his campaign, which he didn't even do. To say he's the one that's getting this bailout done, which he didn't get done. I think the polls have directly been responding to his response to the economic crisis.
No, that's all right. We're gonna hang on. In fairness, Dennis, we're gonna let you rebut, but a quadruple rebuttal only gets 30 seconds. We'll give him 30 seconds, then on to the next question.
I am convinced beyond a shadow of a doubt that if the American people understood the Democratic Party's role in making this crisis, the Republicans would win.
Okay, let's go to the next question.
KTLK AM 1150.
So John McCain being for deregulation for 26 years, which has caused this crisis.
All right.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Please.
Boo.
We only have a certain amount of time. Before I pull a family therapist in here, let's do the next question. Here's a question for you, Stephanie. What are 3 key reasons you are voting for your candidate of choice?
3 reasons. Wow. Well, I've just given a bunch of them, but I got to say, I think primarily it goes to judgment. And there.
Let me give you the